We're recording. We got to be on our best behavior.
So I have Darby here too to help us with questions. This is more so going to be conversational, guys, but we're also coming here with some value. Jay Hoovy in the house.
What I get energy from is just like helping you all make that first sale or really build your business. Cause that's like the feeling I had that first time. And I was like, wait a minute, I can actually work for myself and also like help people. And it's just been, it's been an awesome ride. So
I can relate with you on that too. When I left, I was still kind of in the middle of my full-time job, but I was taking Instagram a little bit more seriously. I was posting more consistently. And then I came up with this digital download. That was the first thing I sold, guys, was like this Reels guide. And I think I only charged like $10 for it. And I made $10,000 in a month pushing that Reels guide. Now, this is before I knew Stan. I probably could have captured so much more money had I had a nice store like Stan store. I was actually like pushing people to my Dubsado, and then they were getting invoiced, and then they had to pay a separate.
Oh no.
It was so bad. So my biggest tip for you guys, if you are wanting to make money from social media, is to make sure you have a good platform to do it on. That makes it easy for your customer to just pay, because when I was sending these invoices, like later after they showed interest in it, I lost them at that point.
You let me know, and chat, please let me know, what are your top questions, and we can just like pick my brain, because all I do is help people monetize and optimize their conversions. So really that stress point, I know a lot of y'all probably feels like, how do I market without being salesy? Like, how do I actually convert my followers into clients and customers? That little gap is probably what I'm best at. So maybe we can dive into questions there and also talk about Stan and also your Reels captions and such.
So tell them what, let's start with this. Say that they just started posting, they're starting to grow their following, and now they're like, okay, how do I start making money from this? Where would you start?
Cool. So I want everyone to ask themselves one question. So think about all the content you're posting now and all the questions and comments you're getting from your audience or from people that just know you and are interested in this topic. So like, what is that one to, usually it's like 2 to 3 questions people generally get asked. So Caitlin, we'll use you as an example. What are the top 2 to 3 questions you're getting asked?
How do I grow my Instagram account? How do I do Reels?
And so what you're probably finding is you get a lot of DMs like that, right? And so you're like, oh, I need to say, it's kind of like the same thing every single time of how you can respond to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea for all of us to take here is whatever answers, whatever questions you're thematically getting, recognize that pattern. And then what we want to do is we want to productize that. I'm using lots of big business terms. Basically, what does productize mean? In this case for Caitlin, right? So she's gotten a lot of questions. How do I grow my Instagram? How do I do Reels, what have you? And so Caitlin's been thinking about, how can I actually serve people at scale and really help them? And that's actually the context for why she's put together this awesome membership, is like, well, she could, for every single person, be like, hey, in the DMs they ask, like, how do I grow on Instagram? But that's so hard to give like a really thoughtful, nuanced answer and really help someone. It's like, you have to optimize your Reels templates. You have to optimize your captions. You need ideas every single week. And so when you think about Caitlin herself and serving her customers, and what is your first product? It's just taking that question, that pain point that all of your customers have, your clients have, and turning that into a really genuinely valuable service or product, which in this case is Caitlin's membership, that every week now you're going to get, hey, like, you know, some ideas on specific kind of content ideas, some tips on how to actually grow. Like, that kind of value is actually helping her customer, her audience, achieve their goal. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, no, that answers. So it would be helpful for you guys. What are some pain points that people come to you guys with? Like, what are some questions, or what do you feel like you solve for your customer? I feel like if we got some of their pain points out, we could maybe even help them with some ideas on how they could monetize that.
Ooh, I love this. So we'll start. I saw a couple health and wellness, so I'll do meal plans. So we actually have so many health and wellness creators. So fitness, nutritionists. Oh, I love this one. So we have an Instagram creator named Dr. Francesca LeBlanc. She specifically focuses on the intersection of nutrition and hormones for women. And so she sells a $49 meal plan guide and kit It's like basically an e-recipe book meets like science kind of guide. It's only 20 pages. It took her an hour to put together in Canva. So basically download all, basically, that like response you give to someone, download all of that information and use something free like Google Docs or Notion or Canva, put that into a little guide. And all you have to do, digital products is such an abstract, scary term. All you have to do is just upload that into your Stan store, and she has a full checkout page. And so actually, why don't, Caitlin, can I share my screen and just like show people? Because it's just so much easier to show people than.
Yeah, and I think it's super important. I like to give people like specific examples. So let me give you permission.
So this is how easy it is to start making passive income into a digital product. Like this is something that when I was first starting, I was super intimidated by. Was like, everyone's saying digital products, passive income. What does that actually mean? So if you were to do this meal plan,
hold on one second. Did I give you? Okay, good.
We're good to go. Everyone can see my screen here. So this is Francesca Levon. She makes, I can't give an exact number, but she makes like 5 figures a month specifically selling through her Stan store. Different
show them what a Stan store is real quick, because we had some questions of what is Stan. And
so,
just so you guys know, Stan is like how I was able to monetize my expertise. That's the easiest way I answer that question. But
so basically, yeah, sure. So Stan is kind of like the store of you. So everyone, isn't that kind of cool? Like in the same way Gucci or Nike has like an online store, you need an online store for your business. And so most people before when I was starting to create, I just had a link tree here. And the issue with a link tree is you click on your link tree and it's just sending you to different links, right? And so there's lots of drop off because the website takes a long time to load, all this kind of stuff, but there's no way for people to transact with you immediately. And so what Fran has is she has a starter kit that's hosted in Stan. So what Stan allows you to do is it's basically Linktree meets Shopify or like an e-commerce store. So you have an integrated sales page here, and all you have to do is for customer, like think about how short our attention spans are nowadays. She's making content about her hormone balancing starter kit. It's a Canva guide. It's super easy for all she did was upload it. You put in information, you put in your credit card, you purchase, and your customer immediately gets it in their inbox. So what that looks like on her side, this is a sample Stan store I have. This is,
that's mine.
That's yours. This is a sample Stan store I have. All she has to do here is just go in and create a product. So this is her like store, or my store in this case, this prototype store. All you do is add a product, sell a digital download is the product I chose. Then all you got to do here, you create like a sales copy template, what have you, and then you upload your file. In this case, I'm going to randomly upload attachment, and then boom, that's your store done. So like literally that's all you do to start selling a digital product. And now, in terms of what I can do here is I can start selling that immediately. So if I go here, that product that I just added is here for $9.99, and you can change the price. And immediately, if I were to purchase that, anyone can purchase that. All of my customers can purchase that. So that's actually the entire Stan demo. It's that easy.
So let's back that up for a minute. For the people that are kind of like, well, what is the digital download? So,
sure.
So let me give you guys an example. Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So I was at that point where, how can I make money from this? So first I decided where were the pain points at? They were, in the beginning, it was all about reels. People wanted to know how to make reels. So I went into Canva and I searched like PDF guide, and Canva had a ton of free templates for me to use. And so let me share. They're this little PDF guide, and basically it's 30 days of Instagram reels, and you go in, table of contents, what are reels? How do you record them? I've got editing tips in here. Basically the most valuable guide I could put together. And then I gave them 30 days of reels ideas. Put that PDF together, saved it to my computer, went into Stan, you upload it as he just showed you guys, which I don't have that pulled up on me, but you upload it into your Stan store and you put a price tag on it, and Stan pretty much does the background of that, like taking the payment. You don't have to do any of the processing of payments or anything like that. It's pretty much done for you.
That's how easy it is. Sometimes when I give the demo for Stan, I'm like, I should probably keep talking because it only lasts like 3 minutes. And I realize like, wait, that's just how easy Stan is to like start going live. Because otherwise it's really confusing and hard and scary.
I don't think it's hard or scary, but I think the hardest part is deciding what can you sell, what can you monetize on. So someone asked, does Stan have a free content lead magnet?
I was trying to beat you. I was trying to type faster than you asking the question. The
Okay,
answer is yes.
I think you should answer this in person because my lead magnet has talk about this so I can get the numbers on how much my lead magnet has brought in for my business.
Okay. So y'all think about how like people are saying TikTok might get banned. It probably won't, but you know, like Instagram, sometimes the algorithm's really mean to you, right? So with that, think about how important it is for you to own a direct relationship with your audience. This is why having a lead magnet or an email list is so important. Not only that, but also you're much more likely to convert someone into your client if you first give them free value and then have a direct relationship with them over email. It's just like a more intimate layer, right? It's like social media is your top of funnel. Then you use your Stan Store to convert people as in the most optimized way possible into your email list. And so in terms of really building a genuine, honest relationship and direct relationship with your clients and your customers, you want to give out that email list. So that is something Stan's really, really good at. Specifically, let me pull up someone's. I mean, we can even just look at mine here, right? So on this store here, basically, I give out just a freebie of like, how do you monetize your account? It's just an ebook. So instead of charging basically a freebie and a digital product that's paid, the only difference is like you have a price on one of them. But in this case, I'm giving out how to monetize your your account ebook. That's a question I get asked all the time, right? It's like the number one question. Hey, John, how do I like make money as a creator? How do I make my first digital product? I have my testimonials embedded in here. And then all they have to do is put in their information. And then I've added a very specific field. You can add whatever demographic information you want to ask for. In this case, I just asked for their TikTok handle so that we can kind of make sure that they're a good fit for Stan. You can add whatever information here. So for example, if you want to do a meal plan, be like, what are your health goals? And you can add that in, and then they press download and it goes straight to their email inbox. So yes, freebies and passive digital products is what Stan excels in. And so that's what we do.
Yours is even more asking for more information than mine does. Mine just asks for the name and email to keep it super simple. And then they get a free IG bio checklist. So I like that it's customizable depending on how much information you want to get from these people. You can customize that. Someone has a good question. How could Stan translate to a service-based business? Which I'm a service-based business and I'm using Stan, but.
Oh, I love this. I love this. So think about all the different things you can offer as an interior designer. I'm curious if anyone else has any service-based businesses as well. Throw it in the chat and I'll give you guys some specific ideas. We actually have some interior designers who use Stan and they do virtual. Y'all, you can monetize anything in the world. So basically, you do virtual interior designing. So look at this here. So think about for you, you're a residential interior designer. All these people are probably DMing you like, hey, like, what should I do to style this room? Well, homegirl, I don't know what your room looks like, right? I also don't know your aesthetic. There's two different ways you should monetize on Stan. One is you can do booked coaching calls. So for example, in this case, I have here, let's create one. Let me show you how easy it is. So let's say I want to be an interior designer. And I want to like actually start offering people an ability to book an hour with me to get my advice as a service-based business, right? And this is kind of like if you're a coach and you want to book coaching clients, the same thing. So we're going to book a time on my calendar. I'm going to call it, let's say, interior designing. I wish I knew more about the space. I could change the photo, what have you, but see how it updates live. And
yeah,
then,
let them know that all that stuff is customizable, by the way, guys.
Super customizable. You can choose whatever image. You throw like a beautiful room here. You can write your little description. I'll help you make an awesome room. So whatever context you want to put, see how the text changes, but then you can add discount codes. Let's change the price to, $50. And then here, I can also set, like, do I want to do a Zoom call? Do I want to do a Google Meet? Am I available on Mondays? I don't want to work on Tuesdays. Nah, I also want to do like 9 to 4 this day, right? So whatever times you want to book here as a service-based business, now I'm going to do an hour instead of 30 minutes. All I have to do is press publish on my Stan Store. Let's go here now. And that product, we just refresh my store, is here. And so as a service-based business, all you need to do is provide an ability for people to book a time with you and pay you. So now your calendar here is directly integrated into Stan. So you're not getting booked at times that you shouldn't be getting booked at. You're not getting double booked. And as soon as I book this time, I click that date, time, I put in all my credit card information. Both you and your client are going to get a automatic counter invite with a Google Meet or a Zoom link in it. So my answer to you in terms of if you're a service-based business, offer ways for people to book time with you.
Yeah.
Or can I throw one more product into the mix, Caitlin?
Yeah.
Am I being, I don't want to be too complex, y'all. So stop me if I'm being too complex. The other thing you can do too, is you can also do what I like to call an ask me anything. So I actually have one on my store here. Let's say you're like, oh, I don't have time to do actual coaching calls. Well, instead, if you're, let's say, a designer, why don't you do like a room audit, or like Caitlin could do a social media profile audit. So
Yes.
instead, you set a price, you ask them for whatever information, you can have them send in a photo of their current room, some inputs on text of like, what's your vibe, what's your aesthetic, send me a link to your Pinterest board, wherever that is. And then all they have to do is send that in the checkout form, and also the checkout, they pay. And then right there, you get an order in, and then within, let's say 3 to 7 business days, whatever you want to do, you would send them back their consultation or their audit. So is that helpful?
I think any business could honestly use this. One thing about all those people, guys, that just want to pick your brain in your DMs, people all the time will message me, hey, can you go audit my profile? Well, actually, I have a service for that. You can go pay for it because it's your precious time. So they'll pay for it, and then I give myself like 48 hours to go look at their profile, and then I send them back a video. For me, the video, do you have a video preference that you use, John, as far as apps?
Sorry, for what specifically?
For recording videos, like I use Screencastify, by the way, for
I
anybody.
use Loom. It's free.
Loom's good too.
Loom is really cool. It like records your screen while you talk. Here's some examples.
Darby
Like,
Loom.
yeah. Or also sometimes I'll just like hold up my phone and just like send them a personalized message, and then you can upload all that into Stan. It sends it for you. So
okay. Someone also asked, how do you get paid? How does that work?
Oh,
do you hook up your bank? Do you hook up?
It's all handled for you. So it goes straight to your bank account. This is like one of the most fun parts, is when you get to press cash out and it's like, bam, you made money. But it just links directly to your bank account through either Stripe or PayPal. So we don't touch payments. That's scary. Like, I don't want to touch your money. So just go through Stripe or PayPal and it connects it for you.
What about, how do you use the email list in Stan? Are you asking, Libby, like, how do we collect it, or what do you mean by that? And someone has a really good one. What's the largest difference between Stan and your competitor? Like, why should they choose this over someone else?
So there are two kinds of competitors to Stan. There's the free link in bios like Linktree. Once again, I'd love to have you as a Stan customer, but it is $29 a month. It's a real investment in your business. Yeah. If you're just doing affiliate links, you should just use Linktree. Well, unless you really like, I think we have a better aesthetic. For example, okay, I'm gonna show off
some of those designs.
So we've got some really beautiful themes, and we're adding way more. I love this one, by the way. This is my favorite one. This one's so cool. You can do like a full photo. So if you just want like a standard like link out to stuff, and you're not worried about optimizing your leads or conversions, just go use the free link in bio. The other side of the competitors that we have are like Kajabi, Teachable, and Thinkific. So like, y'all have heard of all those. They've been in the space for 10 years. We're a little 2-year-old startup. But the reason why you'd want to use Stan over one of those is because I actually internally inside Stan, I call us not Boomer Kajabi. So basically we're optimized for mobile, and also we're way cheaper. So for Kajabi, why would you use Kajabi? Well, you would use Kajabi to sell a course and to do a membership. But the thing with Stan is, for $29 a month, instead of $200 a month, you can do courses, you can do digital products, everything you can do in Kajabi, but specifically it's optimized for mobile. Right. So on Kajabi, they're web-based pages. They load really slow. They're really clunky. They're not built for the kind of the Gen Z social media consumer. We all have such short attention spans. So that's the main difference between Kajabi and Stan, is price. Number one, you're going to save a lot more money. And also everything's in one place through your link in bio. And then 2, things are just like really optimized for conversion on Stan.
You don't have to be quiet. I'm muted.
Oh. To answer Libby's question is what happens to emails once you capture them? Can you use Stan to send emails or do you need another service? So great question, Libby. We're actually building this year for you to automatically send emails as soon as someone downloads your freebie, like they'll hit a drip campaign. We'll probably launch that next quarter. But for now, you own all of your data with Stan. So like these are all email leads that I have. You can either export the CSV and send it however you want, but we also integrate directly with basically all of the biggest email providers, whether it's MailChimp or through Zapier. We integrate with like, Flowdesk and ConvertKit. There's a bunch of other email service providers. So we'll just automatically pipe those in for you. Oh, Caitlin, you're muted.
Thank you. Speaking of email, I just started using the lead capture feature on Stan. I'm just going to share my screen really quickly.
Okay.
So I have this and it's just like a free IG bio checklist. Put in your name, your email, and then it automatically will send this Canva PDF that I made that helps you kind of optimize your bio. I never knew how many emails I was missing out on, John. Like I collect like probably 50 emails a day from this thing.
Love it.
And the thing about email is like, I've read this and I teach this all the time, like social media, you're renting that audience really at the end of the day, but your email list is yours. You can take it with you. You can target people on Facebook with ads with it. So it's super important for you to use these lead magnets to build your email list if you're not yet.
I love that. Natalie, I love that hype. I appreciate you. Well, one question I get a lot, I'm curious if anyone else feels this, is also just like broadly, like, okay, so I'm gonna set up my Stan store. I think I know a digital product, like how do I actually get people to buy it? Would it be helpful for me to talk about that?
Please, yes. And you guys, if you have a specific question about making money, please drop it in and we'll answer it. But that's
Yes,
a great
please.
one. Let's talk about that.
So it comes down to like, how do I not be salesy? And so at the end of the day, you have to feel genuine value in what you're offering. And you have to really believe in that. And so how do you actually get there in that? So there's two different things I want you to think about. One is in your marketing videos where you're marketing a product. Let's say you've created your first digital product. Let's say it's the meal plan again. In this context, what that looks like is your videos where you want to offer your meal plan should never be actually about your meal plan. They should still always be the same value driven content you're usually doing about helping your audience. So you never have to be salesy. What do I mean by that? So in this case, let's say I was on a weight loss journey and I was looking, I was offering a meal plan that I had personally used to get my life back on track in terms of my health. And so I wouldn't actually, you never want to start a video like, buy my meal plan. Like, let's not do that. Instead, open up with the same good hooks you have and the same value and good intentions you have of like, this was my personal journey going from, this kind of part of my life to this other part of my life. And you walk through that and it's very value added. And at the end, you're like, by the way, I've talked about my meal plan in this video or in this content. If you actually want to go get that and go through the same journey yourself that I personally can bet I've done, which is very authentic, then you can get it into my Stan store. And so it's always in terms of how do you actually sell and convert product, it's about telling your authentic journey and adding genuine value, showcasing your credibility and saying, hey, I want to go through the same journey, just, work with me in this way. These are the different ways you can work with me. Yes, I love that, Natalie. Humanize and personalize it first. The other aspect that's really important here is to like, in terms of the feeling confident about your product, once again, if you humanize and personalize it and it's about your authentic journey, you can assign real genuine credibility to it. Because you're like, I know for a fact, like Caitlin's like, I know for a fact I can help people grow their social media. Like my membership is literally just everything I wish I knew and I wish I had every week myself. And so if it's a product you consume yourself, Caitlin can go out there and tell y'all, hey guys, if you sign up for this membership, instead of paying like $3,000 for a course for like static value every week, instead for, what is it, Caitlin?
9 bucks a month.
How much?
59.
59 bucks a month. You're going to have basically like a mini Caitlin in your pocket every single month instead of paying $700 for a coaching call. I mean, that's a genuine value, right? And so that's just how you just have to like share your journey and then create products that are aligned with your specific journey. And then it's super, super easy to just be like, hey, like, this is what I did. If you want to go through the same thing, get into my Stan store.
I like that. And let's talk about memberships for a minute. you guys are trying to make money on social media, obviously, right? So I was trying to think, what could I do for like reoccurring monetization? How do I keep money coming even when I'm not like thinking about it? So I thought of like what kind of membership? There are so many memberships out there. There's Canva template memberships, there's Reels template, there's Reels ideas memberships. So I came up with the idea, wow, to really succeed on Instagram, you need kind of all of them. You need reels, you need Canva templates, you need the audio, you need examples, and you need some training and support. So that's where I came up with my IG Growth Plus membership, putting that all together. People sign up for it. Stan takes care of the payment. They put their credit card in and Stan charges them every month. I don't have to deal with any of that. It just goes into my bank account. All I have to do is focus on providing that service, right? So then every Monday, me and Darby are thinking about the reels that we're sending to people. We're putting together the Canva templates. We're making sure we email them out, and we're available for training in our Facebook group. But membership is a really good way to monetize your socials too. Do you have any ideas too, John, that you could kind of talk to us about? Like, what are some good membership ideas for people?
Based off if everyone, tell you what, if everyone can send their niche, if they specifically want a membership idea, I'm just going to crank through them, because
Yes.
the benefit of working with 5,000 plus creators is we have like every niche under the sun. So I can actually just tell you what's actually working.
Yeah. Even if it's not a membership, tell them how they can make money. Like if you're
Sure.
like, oh, so-and-so does that, they actually have this guide.
Yes. So social media strategy for small business owners. One of my favorite subscriptions is a monthly or weekly, is trend ideas. So what's going on this week, this month, like you should send out those. I like the weekly for social media strategy. It's a great subscription. Also, for example, what Caitlin also does is she offers like a live coaching call once a month for folks as well. So Nicole is also mentioning coaching. Basically, you can think about your subscription as a way to go from one-to-one client work to one-to-many work. And it also ends up being more accessible for everyone, because if you wanted to work with Caitlin directly, her one-on-one, her time is very, very expensive. But instead now Caitlin can offer her time to 35 people and grow her business while also offering a much, much more accessible price, like a tenth of the price, but you get basically the same value because you have access to Caitlin all the time. Right. So that's a great membership subscription. Nicole mentioned specifically health coaching. Well, think about it. Growing on social media or keeping up your health is a lifelong journey. Like I wish you could be like, this month I'm going to work out just in January for my New Year's resolution. I'd be healthy the rest of my life. That's not the case. You have to be healthy every single month. And so think about some ways in which you can be basically the companion, the accountability buddy for your clients month after month after month. Like, let's give you a workout routine for this month and that month, and we'll keep catering it. CRM day one setup as a service to small business owners. Well, you start, Lauren, with like helping them, that initial booking of helping them set up their CRM, and then they got to maintain that and optimize that over time. That's your subscription. Same for startup consulting and coaching. That's like, how do you grow your business? Well, first, it's like, how do you launch? But then it's like, how do you market and how do you build a team? There's so much stuff with that. Student coaching, once again, like this is how you like study in classes, this is how you apply for college. There's a journey and a life cycle that you yourself have clearly gone through that your customer needs to go through as well. And that's your subscription, is like every month I'm going to help you progress in your journey. And also that feels good too, right?
And if you're scared of subscriptions or memberships, I started off with the coaching call first and made sure that I could help one person a few different times. And then once I was comfortable with that, then I was like, okay, I can help the masses. Would you suggest doing one-on-ones before you get into memberships?
Thank you for making that caveat, Caitlin. I wish, if you want to just do a subscription, just do it. But I would recommend getting the reps in on one-to-one coaching. So the reason why is, number one, you can just start offering one-to-one coaching calls immediately. Like you could just, in the next 5 minutes while I'm talking, you could sign up for Stan, throw a coaching block as you just saw, and then just throw that on your link in bio, and you can start charging for that immediately. The benefit of doing coaching calls is basically you get to see what people want to pay you for. Because at the end of the day, you ask yourself, why are people following me in the first place? Well, they like you and they like your advice or expertise or your service. And so I want you to use coaching calls actually as like, once again, pattern recognition. Basically, what I want you to do is like, once you throw up your stand store, I want you to say, okay, John, well, I had my first 5 bookings on my coaching call. 3 out of the 5 people specifically, let's take Robert. He mentioned career coaching for project managers. 3 out of the 5 people specifically asked me about how do I find a new job that's a better fit for me? And they asked me these specific questions. And so you start to see these patterns of what people will pay you for. And then you also get the reps, like you're saying, Caitlin, of like, actually, let's help some people first one-on-one before we try to handle 25 people at the same time.
Yes.
And then you can kind of, like, scale that over time.
Yeah, that was really helpful. I think so. Sweet. Well, there one more question, because Kara asks me this all the time and I don't always know how to help her with this. She has a music label, so
Mhm.
her kids are in a band. And she wants to know if you have any wisdom or experience working in the music or entertainment space with Stan or monetizing.
Sure. So we have 2 different folks who've made over 50K in the music label business on Stan that I can think of.
Wow.
Specifically, if you're a music label, then you know exactly how to get someone distribution and actually how to help them go viral and how to actually help them get picked up by a label. And so there's one guy I'm thinking of in particular, KZ Wavy, and he offers basically training and coaching for musicians on how to actually become the next Juke or big, Lil Nas, whoever got really big off of TikTok. He helps them go viral. And so he teaches them. And then he also has a whole package around getting distribution and getting into labels as well. There's another person called, I'm actually going to pull him up, but basically, and I'll send it to you afterwards. Basically, there's so many different ways you can help a budding musician actually make it. So
I like that. If you guys don't mind dropping your email in the chat, I'll send the recording. Before we got on here, we were kind of thinking of like, what are some other value props we could send to you guys afterwards? So, and I wasn't able to collect emails because we switched from doing a Facebook Live to the Zoom. So if you're interested in us sending you over some goodies afterwards, Darby, do you mind copying and putting that in an Excel for us so we can have all of these people? Cool. Do
any
you
other
guys
questions, y'all?
Yeah, is this valuable? Is there anything we're missing here? Give us some feedback and let us know if this was helpful. I just thought it was super important. I get asked all the time how to make money from Instagram, and I was like, he's the perfect person to teach you guys this because he's helped me and so many other creators make so much money.
I can keep talking for forever. Y'all just let me know.
Very helpful, they said. Are there any frequently asked questions you get that you might think are helpful? Any last tidbits you might have for us? Oh, free trial. Someone asked if you have a free trial for Stan.
Yes, specifically if you sign up through Caitlin's link, you'll get a 14-day free trial. And I'm going to send it again here. And please, I'd love for you to join the Stan fam, but specifically if you join through Caitlin's referral link, it also helps her out. At Stan here, we do a 20% affiliate share every month after month. So Caitlin's been kind enough to invite me on this. If you do think Stan is the right fit for you, I'd love for you to also support Caitlin in that. You do not need SEO.
I did not host this to get you guys to sign up for, so we're not being pushy there either. I truly just wanted you guys to know how it happens because I get asked so much. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, and that is the case. I was just like, Caitlin messaged me last week. I was like, hey, will you join this webinar? I was like, yeah, sure, happy to help. You do not need SEO to use Stan, and also there is a free trial. Also, money back guarantee. If you're like, John, I didn't like this or I didn't get value, just email me personally. I'm a real human being. We'll just give you a full refund. Like I just have so much confidence in the value of Stan relative to how much more expensive the other stuff is. So yes, free trial in perpetuity. Don't tell anyone else I said that.
Love that.
But with that being said, I think the number one piece of advice I would leave y'all with is being a creator entrepreneur is really hard. Like y'all are sitting there, putting yourself out there online, putting your face there, putting your heart and soul into growing your business and making content. Like every day I do that myself too. And it's like the ups and the downs, right? And I think there will always be moments of downs and plateaus. What I've learned talking to some of those successful people I know, like I used to run this podcast where I interviewed founders of billion-dollar companies. The only consistent theme through all of it was they just kept persisting. They kept iterating. Like they were just really resilient and they kept going. And so the most successful people I see on Stan are the ones who keep persisting, who keep trying different offers and marketing and figuring out how to actually serve their audience and truly, truly help them. So That's kind of like my main thematic advice.
I love that. And I do that too. I look at my offers all the time and I'm not always trying to go for the next big thing, but I'm always just like, how can I provide more value or be better? Is there something that I'm already doing that I could just make better? For example, I was just doing a Reels membership and then I was like, no, they need so much more than just Reels every week. So that's when the IG growth came out because I wanted to make it better for everyone, more value. So never stop working on your business for sure.
And also, it's never too early. So Natalie asked a question about, is it too early if I just launched? So my favorite myth to bust about content creation is you need to have like 100K followers or 1 million followers to make money. We have so many people who make at least $5,000, generally $5,000 to $10,000 range per month, who have less than 5,000 followers. And that's because they use Stan to capture email leads, right? And then they use that to convert into high ticket clients. And so I think a lot about the 100 true fans model. So what does that mean? You just need 100 true fans to make a 6-figure income. You need to get 100 people, 100 of your followers to book $1,000 session with you to make $100,000. Or the flip side, you just need 1,000 people to pay you $100 in a single year for a single product to make $100,000. It's like super, super feasible, y'all. Like if you just have 500 followers, you just need to book a couple of them as retainer clients for a couple of $1,000s a month and treat them really well, and you'll have a 6-figure business. It's really basic math. So
Cool. Awesome. Well, this was awesome. I love all of you for showing up. It's awesome when you have a community that comes and supports you. So thank you guys for being here.
And if you have any other questions, you can DM me or email me anytime. This is the fun part for me. Like, don't let me just code all day, please.
Awesome. Yay. I'm so glad that they liked it. I was like, I hope this is helpful for you guys, but it looks like it was good. We're going to
Yes.
getting praises, John. Yay.
Yes. And
Okay.
sign up for Caitlin's membership. It'll help you a ton.
Yeah. Sign up for IG Growth Plus. You'll love it. You can cancel anytime. Yeah, really too. Also value added. You could see how I handle a group and a membership and kind of be like, okay, I can do this for my industry doing this after seeing everything that I do.
Totally.
Cool. I love your group. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. I've got to go get my little one from school. John, we'll get you emails so that we can, again, we're thinking of something really cool to send you guys. We just have to brainstorm something. So
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, and we'll get you guys going. Thank y'all so much.
Thanks y'all for the time. Have a wonderful day. Go crush it.